I will get started here shortly. What up, dude? What is good? I think there's like a 5 to 10 minute delay. So bear with me on that. Actually, no, it's only like 30 seconds or a minute. But I'll kind of hop in. Hold up. My AC fan is a little bit loud, so I'm sorry for all the extra noise if my mic is picking up a lot. Looks like it's picking up quite a bit of feedback. Static. Alright. So, you said you were trying to use the pen tool to outline, which is totally fine. You can totally use that. There's ways to use that, and then you'd blur it afterwards to get this nice outline. The end goal, we just need to outline this and be able to plop on a new background. This is a very common ask from any place that has portraits done or headshots, and it's super common, and you just need to. It's a good tool to know how to do it, how to outline and mask, so that you can change to whatever the heck you want. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. It's 16-bit right now, which is fine. The file size isn't too big, so we'll keep it 16-bit for now. Keeping it RGB. Yeah, some of the skin tones. Yeah, we'll keep it RGB for now. You can, I mean, there might be benefits too. We can check because we're going to be using the channels to create this mask. So if you're working in RGB, you're going to have the 3 channels, red, green, blue. In CMYK, we'll have cyan, magenta, yellow, black. So that will offer different channels, different plates, essentially, to grab this mask from that we can duplicate in the channels and create a mask from that. So I'm on PC right now. Tristan, I know you are too. So let me grab some water. 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. So you'll actually see in the channels, depending on, I don't know what Photoshop version you're on, the hotkeys are Control 2 to show all the channels on, and then you can go 3 through however many you have. So I like to flip through them easily that way. So right now, Control 2, I think on Mac it's Command 2. I might be wrong, but so Control 2 is like our main home base. Oops. Control 3, 4, 5 will bring us through all 3, and we can check. You're essentially wanting to find the channel that has the most contrast, because a mask is black and white and every shade of gray in between if you need it to be. But we're wanting to go from we're wanting to mask her. She can either be white or black, and then the background can be white or black, the opposite. So we just need to create that mask. So we're going to go through and try to find which one has the most contrast. And it's looking like the red channel because her hair color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dupe this file and actually just check. Oops. Yeah, this is just a test in this one. So now in CMYK, I can go through and start with the cyan channel, which is going to give us something totally different, obviously, than our other channels. Look at how the... Did you do something to the background? Interesting. What did you process this in? Was it like Lightroom or Camera Raw or some other thing? Oops. Okay. So I don't think we're going to be able to use the black channel. You can use bits and pieces. You don't necessarily have to use only one channel. You can use parts if the contrast is stronger in certain areas on one plate. Use Lightroom. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you. Alright, I'm going to close out of that CMYK file. We'll stick to RGB for now. I think it's going to be better going off of this red channel. So, in the channel panel, I just duplicated the red channel, made a copy. Why does the copy look, did I? Oh, I think I'm at both of them. Okay, so I have the duplicate red channel. I'm going to start with the hair. We can worry about this later if need be. So, now, I don't know. It was only in the CMYK file, so I don't know if it just didn't convert right or what. The RGB looks fine. Don't worry about it. I think it was just some of like the chromatic aberration and stuff that's happening. So on that new channel, we want to try to pump up the contrast even more. So now with this channel selected, and that's the only channel that you're viewing, you hit Control M. Oops. Unless it's... Yeah, Control M. I don't know why it didn't pop up the first time. And it should pop up with curves. And this is only for this channel right here. So now we can do a curve that's just on this channel. Hey, Taquito. So we can take it to the extremes and just bring it in and bring the whites even brighter, tighter. Hey, Taquito, man. I gotta plug in my headset. Oh, what? It's not showing. Oh my god, that's bizarre. It doesn't show pop-up windows? Are you kidding me? It doesn't show. What? Oh my god, this is ridiculous. You can't see this right now. This is the dumbest thing ever. Really? So, let me see if it doesn't even show this bar. What is going on? Oh my god, this is annoying. I think it's because I need. Hold on one second. I might be able to fix this. What? Man, this is frustrating. It's not even showing. Oh my god. How long has it been like this? That's terrible. Um. Huzzah! Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Sorry, that took forever. Okay. back at it again. Control M. Boom. We're just going to bring it in tighter because we want to make the darkers dark. We're trying to get this background to be pretty dark, and our hair is going to continue to be the lighter value between the two. So now we can bring it in, and it's going to give us that more of a natural edge compared to if you were to pen tool it. You're going to get those super harsh clicking. Even if you do round it out, it's still a sharp, smooth edge, and it can be obvious, or you're going to end up doing 1,000 clicks with the pen tool. Now, if you would have shot the portraits on a, sweep or literally anything besides these stripes, we'd be in good hands. So you can see that there's some of the flyaways are getting lost when we do the curve here, but that's okay because we're kind of just getting a starting mask. So we did that curve initially. This is a start. We can title this hair or whatever if you want. Excuse me. You can just go in and kill some of this stuff if you want, not getting too close to the... We're not worrying about the rest of the outline right now. We're only focusing on the hair. So we can, like her skin, we don't care, but this will all be... Oops. Oh. Why is it giving me wrong brush? So we're gonna have to try to make this natural. Keep some of these hairs. So we can do, you can do chunk by chunk if you want. You can do like a little bit, you can grab this and do that while having that mask selected. Remember that we're always going to be working just up in here in this one channel. This is where you're going to collect your outline, your hair mask if you're going to have to do different separations of certain parts. So we can select just this area within the mask and then try to get some of those. We're going to kill some of these flyaways, but don't worry, they'll be back. They'll be back. Oops. Don't worry. We'll bring that back. I know that there was some hair down here. So like, even there we can just, oops. This piece, it's picking up a lot in the background. It starts kind of blend in there. So I'm actually going to just kind of soften that right there. We'll come back and we'll add some of those fine details. See how it's picking up this like sharp shape here in the red channel? even though it's this hair, it's creating this kind of hard thing. Sometimes you gotta fake it. You'll have to actually like, which I'll show you that we can do some of that. Yes, this is, sorry, I didn't see that till now. This is all on the mask layer. You can see up here that I have this selected. You can be anywhere, but this is just our channels. So yep, I still have just this selected. I can go through all these. Don't touch the actual channels unless you're specifically doing something on that, but you can look at them, dupe them, always dupe, and then use whatever you need to. I'm just gonna kind of get this quickly. So I take out some of these. Kind of start to get a little sharp. We'll add that back. It's kind of a weird spot here. Yeah, see, like, oops. We'll probably just have to clone in some of the hair, fake some of it. So now we can, with that layer selected again, Control M opens up this curve once again. We can just crank the whites brighter and it's going to show us. I'm just kind of looking, like, look at all that crap that was still there, even though we thought it was black. At least on my monitor it looks black 100%, but I'm going to turn that up. I moved that quite a bit. And now I want to make sure we clean up all of this because you don't want any extra white outside of this. That means they'll be getting picked up with whatever adjustments you do if you do use this mask. Let me know if you want me to slow down or if you're following pretty good, or if you have any questions, just let me know. Weird spot. Look at that's not even her hair. Her hair's down here. But luckily she is a redhead and the background does kind of blend in. But we just don't want those stripes. Word, dude. Here I'm using my mouse when I could be drawing directly on my screen. What am I doing? dropped like 12 more subscribers today. I randomly checked at work and then I was like, dude, and I was over 15,000. It's so funny. So funny. Bang outside. Oh. Oh. Don't come out the house because the gang outside. How do I get the bots, bro? Wait, is PewDiePie on YouTube? Or Twitch? Should I be on Twitch? I'm gonna go ahead and outline Blazor. Touching up blacks? What do you mean? Yeah, you can't really call them that anymore, dude. Oh, I mean, I have a channel on there. I've had it for years. No one watches. Oops. What do you mean by the thing for touching up blacks? Like within this mask that we were just working on, are you asking? Or oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. So you can do this with just a normal curve or the curve on the actual channel. So you do that Control M. And if you're wanting to check, check your mask, you can crank. Oh, see, you don't even see those spots until That means there's some extra dot in there. There's some, boom. So all you do is you take the white point and bam. Move it all the way to the left. Oopa. So, okay, good, good, good. Oh, I should have went with the green. Okay, so now we kind of have pieced together. I went ahead and just did kind of like the arms here. Oops. I'm just blurring it up real quick. Soften that mask. Hard mass are the devil. Okay, 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 okay. So this side right here is kind of lacking in terms of quality and actual hairness. I'm gonna fix this little spike thingy just with the brush. But so we gotta add some of that good, nice hair back in. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna grab from the green channel this time. I'm gonna duplicate the green channel. So we have our hair channel, now this green one. I only am gonna we're gonna take like from we're just gonna be working with this selection here. So I have this green. Yeah, I just pen tooled the coat. For certain things like that, especially since it was just like that blazer, you can just, it's just a couple clicks and you can outline that part. Don't have to use the channel mask. And then make sure to, after you use the pen tool though, so you'll use the pen tool and then you add it to your hair mask, or because this is going to be your outline as well, just whatever. I'm going to make this OL for outline. You want to make sure to kind of blur, soften that mask that you just did with the pen tool. You can use the blur tool, or you can Gaussian blur, or use whatever type of blur on your mask itself. Just make sure, because I'm probably gonna. You want to match the actual softness of the shot. That's very important. Otherwise, it's going to look very cut out when you plop them onto another background. Sometimes you need to contract that selection in, because if you are to blur it, you might pick up some of this background. So you have to contract it in first, a couple pixels, then blur. Excuse me. So back to this green channel we duped. I have this selected, which is what I want to work. I'm going to Control Shift I to invert my selection, and then Alt backspace to fill. I'm going to fill that black because nothing else matters right now except for this hair, this edge. We're just trying to grab it, get a chunk of this hair to add to this. So we have this. We need all of that in there. We're going to do Control M, get this curve again. I'm going to move the black slider over. The image looks messed up. Like the actual image. It might have been just the way that if it got compressed when you sent it to me or something. Like the, which part? Little does this young lady know that she's going to be blasting on this tutorial thumbnail. Alright. Back to this curve. Oh, well that's good. It probably just got compressed weird or something when you mailed it, but that don't matter because you have the final image anyways. So we're gonna go ahead and move this black slider over. Yeah, be careful though, because we're gonna start to lose. See how some of these blend in perfectly with the background. Yeah, I can see Google Drive doing that. Yeah, exactly, man. As long as you still kind of get. Fuck, dude, these stripes are gonna be the death of us. Or you, I should say. That background is gonna. I feel sorry for you, dude. See, we're losing so much of that hair. But that could be maybe this is better on your image or something. Oh man, this is gross. Should have been shooting on gray, boy. Lesson learned today. Ugh. I don't know if this is going to give us much. So we're going to go ahead and add this little bit. Let's hope not. if you have a lot of male subjects, short hair can sometimes be very nice, a lot easier to work with. This lady just so happened to have all of her hair down. Just nothing wrong with that. Just not ideal for our needs right now, eh? Yep. Alright, we need to get this area. That's pretty much all one piece, huh? Yeah, I can take a little bit of the background with that. Don't want any of those floaters. No floaters. Oh, see, this beam right here. We're losing so much. We're gonna have to fake in a bunch there. Just a quick mask, quick add to. We'll go ahead and test kind of just where it's at. I'm gonna bring over this bad boy. Oops. See, now you can test, you can throw the mask onto with your background and you can see your flaws. It's basically just painting on that mask right now. It's a little bit easier for me with a tablet to a mouse. We're gonna come back and get some more of these. Alright. You ready for the trickery, bro? Cat's looking at me like I'm crazy. Alright. So we need to kind of need to fix all this hair, right? And sometimes you just don't have it. There's a couple ways you can go about. If you have no other option and your background is just super crappy and you gotta like fake in a bunch, some of this you can still pick up. We can still get some of this. But just so happens that her hair is draped over this perfectly black blazer. Interesting. Well, we can steal a bunch of that and hide a bunch behind and then stick out just a little bit all along the edge. So we can use this as like our own mask to add up in here to make it look like real flyaways, and then we're going to clone out this hair out into here. So we'll go back to our channels and we're going to check. My green is probably the best. Your red might be better if you have a high res image. So I duped that green cop. I'm going to delete these other green ones. I don't need those anymore. We have our main outline, and then now I'm going to be working on stealing just this part right here to add to the mask wherever I want. It's going to be our own little chunk. So since I only really need that, I'm just going to kind of grab the chunk that I need and we're going to fill that. So now filled that background in this new mask, this green copy mask. Control M to bring up that curves again. We're going to bring that dark slider over because we're just trying to darken this up compared to that. We can turn up move the white slider, the brightest brights, which is all in the hair, and the hair is lighter than the background right now, so that's how we have that contrast to work with. Kind of move that up. We're going to okay that, and then I'm going to do and that kind of just gave us this nice edge that we can use really throughout a lot of it, and luckily we have a ton of it on here. Another way you can kind of do it is step one, which I'm a huge advocate for, is brushes. You can download, there's tons of brushes where people have done exactly what we have here, and then you can make this into a brush preset. We can make just this into a brush preset right here. Boom. Look at that. We have a brush now. So, okay, cool. So now we're going to take this. Oops. We're going to crank those whites all the way up to kind of get the... Now it's giving me that brush. So that's going to give us a little bit to work with. Whoops. Look at how juicy that was. That was a nice little... So if you... We can just move this wherever. Juice. Oops. Come on. Cut it. Oh, we got that brush, boy. So now we can kind of just brush in a little edge, a little fakey fake. Actual hairbrush, bro. And then you can go in. Just gonna rotate it in the actual brush thing, cause I don't feel like setting my pen to it. So now keep in mind, it's not always gonna work, you know, to use a channel or to use the pen tool or whatever it may be. So there's never one set way in Photoshop. There's always going to be multiple ways to whatever outcome it may be. Oh, flyways. So once you have the mask, then you can just come back, create a new layer above, and then I'm cloning out you know. Oh. Kind of just filling that in, and we can come back, and since this is all on a mask now, this mask we can, you know, paint out any of the flyaways we don't want. We can add in new ones. Oops, damn it, I was painting on the mask. So yeah, now we could go through and do the whole thing, and we can do grab more here, do that. This is a nice chunk too that we can even like grab the hair. We could mask that and then even plop an actual chunk behind because we still have all this to work on. So yeah, there's so much more. It's very tedious. It takes a lot of time, especially when you have that background, man. That doesn't help. If it was all this, like, if it was a darker value and didn't match the hair, your high-res image might be a little bit sharper though, so you might be able to grab more of these hairs from different channels and then add that to your initial mask. You might not even need the brush. That's just one option. Does that help or kind of make sense? And then now you can even, within the mask, the actual mask itself or the channel up there, you can, you know, clone. Yeah, it's just not, it's not ideal, but so I'd recommend doing, you know, this and just get a little, just get a little bit and then kind of, you know, paint those crazy flyaways back. You just don't want to have, you know, a super soft edge, a super hard edge. Like up here is too soft right now, and you'd need more flyaways or just little, some of these little hairs that kind of bring the realism back. Yeah, dude, it's tedious. It can take a little bit of time. So then, yeah, we could. I mean, there's other options if they're initially shot on a lighter background that you can really pull the hair from, but man, this is rough, especially her hair color ends up matching in some parts. And just, yeah, how it's traveling through multiple values like that you can't really get a solid mask because it'll hit one of these. We can come down here and I'm doing this really sloppy right now, by the way. I'm kind of going fast, but just to get my point across. Yeah, like some down here is still pretty bad. You leave me a choice. Yeah, dude, I really hope that did help you, but even just learning this, like how to work with the channels like that and duping them, and um, you'll find so many uses for it everywhere. It's very important to know how to do. And then, but hopefully, yeah, you kind of just, this is kind of the edge you want to seek out. Like, if you can get this kind of, around everywhere, that would be probably the most desirable. Yeah, hit me up though. Let me know if let me know how it goes, and if you do have any other questions. Yeah, and everyone else, thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you all later.